Hello and welcome back for Psalm 46. I'm coming to you from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm at my sister and brother-in-law's house. A few months ago, if you remember, I did a few of these down in Houston at my brother's house. It's certainly not my goal by the time I get to Psalm 150 to have been at all my relatives' houses, siblings' houses, but who knows? We may get there yet. Anyways, let's jump in to Psalm 46, a wonderful psalm, familiar psalm. Reformation sees the use of this psalm. Luther uses it as the basis, inspiration, so to speak, for writing "A Mighty Fortress is Our God," and that's really what it talks about. When there's tumult all around us, we put our trust and our reliance in God because He is our strength and our fortress. At many times in Israel's history, you can see the application of this psalm. A lot of people believe that this is specifically related to Isaiah, or not rather Isaiah, the siege of Jerusalem by Sennacherib, because in Isaiah chapter 33 there is prophecy that in some parts echoes some of the sentiments we see in this psalm. But again, either way, it's not specifically linked to just that. We can look at all of God's deliverance. And ultimately, with some of the language of the psalm, we see that this is pointing ahead to God's ultimate ending of war and tumult and strife when He comes again in glory. And then we live forever in the city that will never fall. So I'll have a few more thoughts at the end, but let's just get into this brief but beautiful psalm. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way, and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. God is within her, she will not fall. God will help her at break of day. Nations are in uproar, kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice, the earth melts. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Come and see the works of the Lord, the desolations He has brought on the earth. He makes wars cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. One of the verses that struck me there is, it struck me more so because of one of the commentaries I read on it. Be still and know that I am God. And the reason the commentary struck me on that is very often, I'd say majority of the times when we hear that verse or think about it, be still and know that I am God, it's seen as the encouragement to someone who is maybe getting caught up in the tumult of the world. And it's our reminder, our encouragement to relax and remember that God is in control. The commentator pointed out that it's also a warning to those who are raising the tumult or opposing God and opposing God's people. Be still. Knock it off. Calm down. Just interesting to think about those words in that direction. And then just the reminder in verse 8, come and see the works of the Lord. So again, you look throughout history and you can see times where God has clearly stepped in. You think of Israel alone with the plagues in Egypt, the Red Sea falling back over Pharaoh's army. I mentioned the siege of Jerusalem, Sennacherib, 180,000 of his soldiers put to death in one night by the angel of the Lord. Several times again in Israel's history. Think of the Reformation. At one point, Martin Luther had the two most powerful men in the world wanting him dead, the emperor and the pope. And yet, by God's grace, Luther was able to be kept alive by the help of many friends. So just seeing God step in throughout the course of history is a good reminder for us as we are in the middle of tumultuous times ourselves. Be still and know that He is God, that He is in control. He is with us. He is our fortress. And then one more thought is just that beautiful picture. There's a river whose streams make glad the city of God. It's beautiful because it calls to mind that picture in Revelation of the holy city where the sea that is around the throne is perfectly still. There's no tumult there. There's nothing that throws even a ripple of disruption into God's presence. And the beauty there is that's what we look forward to, being forever with our God, living forever in eternity. So again, wonderful psalm, good for tumultuous times such as we are in, to take refuge and to be still, because we know who is with us, the God of Jacob, the Lord Almighty. That's all I got on Psalm 46. Hopefully I'll see you again for Psalm 47.